Several students have expressed frustrations with Step 5 of the review assignments in Tutorial 8. So I'm going to try to explain how this step is done, and this step does have several parts. But in order to complete Step 5 successfully, it relies on lookup tables and validation rules that needed to be set up in Steps 3 and 4. So I'm going to start with explaining Step 3, and then I'll explain Step 4 before I can continue and explain Step 5. So this video will help explain Step 3 of the review assignments in Tutorial 8. Step 3 asks you to define names for specific cells and cell ranges in the customer worksheet. Starting with cell B4, notice that we've given it the customer name. In cell B5, the type car name. These are names or labels that you've assigned to specific cells. In B6, we want to call it days rented. You simply go here to the name box and type in a name for the cell so it can be referenced by name rather than by the cell, in this case B6. Continuing with Step 3, you were asked to label cell B7 as miles driven. Coming over to cell H, cell H9, you were asked to label it charge per day, H10 charge per mile, and B19, we're going to jump all the way down to B19, is sales tax rate. Now I skipped over one as I was reading through Step 3 on page EX 475, because the one that we have to do that I skipped over is actually a cell range, which is going to create a lookup table. We're going to use this lookup table later. And that is asking you to grab cells A12, beginning with A12. Now notice when I select cell A12, in the name box it just shows the cell identifier A12, the column A and row 12 identifier. But we are asked to select range A12 to C16. Now I'm just going to click on C16, and again you see it's just in the name box, just C16. However, if I grab that entire range and then go into the name box and type in a name, there's a name for the range. And they ask us to name this range rental rates. Now this is going to be the lookup table that we'll use later in Step 5. So now we've given a name to this cell range, not to an individual cell. And that's it for Step 3 of the review assignments in Tutorial 8.